Thursday at these times.
CJ and his friends are out at the clubs like most others their age, but this 26-year-old will have to leave earlier than his pals. He has to go home to his wife and 2 kids.
It's more like a family man now, because last time we still used to go out at the night. I mean, sometimes we do party together. But right now, after he's married, some of his hours are so-called dedicated to caring for the children.
26-year-old CJ has been married to Yanni for 4 months now. There is a 12-year age gap between them. Yanni met CJ soon after her divorce, at a time when she was weary from the drama of a failed marriage. At that time, Yanni was running her own company, and they first met at a training seminar for staff where CJ was a participant there. And while Yanni made a memorable impression on CJ, she has no recollection of that afternoon.
First impression she gave me, and I told myself if I wanted a wife, I wanted something like her, strong, somebody who is beautiful, somebody who I can really seek an emotional connection with, and somebody which I really can grow old in life with. That was really important to me.
One of the attractions would be the older woman would be more mature, right? And therefore the quality of the relationship could be at a whole different level. But you know, when you're in a relationship where you feel that your partner is just as mature as you, if not more mature, then it's refreshing, I suppose, because then you can relax a little bit, right? And you can just enjoy the relationship for what it is.
It was the allure of the older woman. Within a year of dating, CJ was proposing marriage, but Yanni was hesitant. She had 2 boys, aged 3 and 5 from a previous marriage, but she was reluctant to take a risk with another relationship. Moreover, she wasn't sure how well CJ would take to being a stepfather at such an early stage in his life.
Well, at that point of time, if you give me any man, I have no problem with confidence because I did so well in upgrading myself. But in fact, deep inside, there's a little girl that has no confidence at all. So this guy, he struck at the right point, age. Right? I can win any man in most of the thing, but this is one thing that I can never win. That time I was thinking, well, if one day I hit 50, he's only 38 at his prime. So what am I going to do?
But the advice of a close friend encouraged her to pursue it.
I encourage her to go forward if she thinks it's true, because the age is not a problem. She had 2 sons, which is so lucky for him because he doesn't need to change the diaper. He already have 2 beautiful sons, which is so lucky.
So CJ and Yanni got married 4 months ago, but they had to overcome resistance from some friends and family who were uncomfortable with the couple's age gap.
My friends, they were pretty resistant towards the relationship because they knew her as well, and they say, how come you're going after the boss of the company? And after my mom knew about her, that was another thing. She was totally disapproving of. She even asked my friends out, the same friends who rebutted me, asked my friends out to pour out her sorrows, and she said she's worried about my financial status, whether I have enough to support her and family, her kids, and she even asked me to go out and explore more before deciding on somebody like that.
The difference in physical appearance often crops up as a common explanation for the infeasibility of such matches. That as the woman ages, the men will remain youthful, creating creating insecurities.
I have confidence that I'll still look very gorgeous or attractive. It's not the look, it's my confidence, right? And I'm getting more and more at ease with myself.
I will grow as well. Probably she'll find me aging faster, and one day I'll be bald and I have a beard belly.
I'll still love you.
I hope so. I know so.
Now the two are working on balancing the relationship. With CJ turning to Yanni's experience for guidance, they worry it could be an unequal relationship.
Sometimes, and I really feel that I have a third son calling for mommy's attention and then having a lot of needs. Sometimes his boyishness, the childishness does show up. So that's a part in, how do I say, the package. Right, so I accept the package. I can't expect him to behave like a 40-year-old man.
Contrary to public opinion, sociologists suggest that the pairing of an older woman with a younger man does make more sense actually, at least mathematically.
Life expectancy for women is longer than men, so it makes sense for us to marry younger men, right? So that we don't have to suffer widowhood, okay? So, mathematically, that's more logical than if you marry an older man and then chances are, in the later part of your life where you need that companion, okay, to be with you, hold your hands and help you up and down the stairs, he may not be around.
Mathematically, it may all make sense, but in real life, it wasn't all smooth sailing for the couple. Describing her husband as more of the boy's buddy than father initially, CJ is still working on building a strong relationship with the kids.
When we decided to get married, there was when things started to happen, when I started to realize that my fear starts to come out. That I began to realize that I would be taking the role or taking the position as their father, and realizing that I'm not their biological father, and that was one of the main challenges for me, because I have put in a lot of time and effort to be with them and nurture them.
Now the couple are trying for more kids, and with CJ's energy, it shouldn't be long before this family grows. After all, experts say that an older woman-younger man pairing is most sexually compatible. Women hit their sexual peak late in life, whereas men peak in their 20s.
Sometimes, initially, it was sweet. But after a while, after you stay together for a while, it was overwhelming. And sometimes it was like, wow,
I asked for it too much.
And I don't like to reject him.
The cliche is that women like wine get better with age. After the break, this young man tells us why he thinks that this cliche is true.